Alright guys, so I decided that I wanted to check this and see what it's looking like, and lo and behold, my cheese. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make some burgers in the air fryer. All right, let's get started. So we're going to work with some frozen Angus beef burgers. There's 6 of them in there, and they're 1/3 patties a piece that I just got from Fred Meyer's. And then we're going to use some rolls here. These came from the bakery. I do find that if you buy bulk bakery items, it is a little bit cheaper than buying some of the other brand names that's in the store. So these are the ones that I picked up, and it's 6 of them, and they were only $2.49. So that's a helpful tip. If you're looking for a cheaper way to buy bread, go to the bulk section in the bakery of your grocery store. And then we have some green leaf lettuce there. I like to use white onion on my burgers. We have a hot house tomato, and then right there I have a house seasoning that I just mixed up together, and that's salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and some onion powder. So we're going to use that. And then we have some jalapeno cheese here, and then we have a fresh jalapeno because I like things spicy. So I'm going to slice that up and put that on my burger along with my other condiments that I like. All right guys, so let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so we're going to go ahead and cut on the air fryer. And I am going to preheat at 400 degrees, and we're just going to let that preheat for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and season up my burgers. This is my house seasoning. It is just some kosher salt, some coarse black pepper, and then I have a little bit of garlic powder and some onion powder. That's it. Because these are pre-made burgers, I don't know how seasoned they already are, so I'm not going to use, too much seasoning. Around here we do not like bland food, so I just put just a little bit there, just sprinkle just a little bit. I'm going to turn them over and sprinkle a little bit more. You want to make sure when you have seasonings that you're picking up out of a container that you don't pick up the raw meat with that hand, because you don't want to do any cross-contamination. You don't want to make anyone sick. So make sure you always have one clean hand and then another hand that you might, mess with the meat, the raw meat with. So we don't want to have any cross-contamination. So we're just going to put this over to the side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and of course we're going to spray the air fryer with our handy dandy misto sprayer, and we're going to go ahead and get these babies in and get those started. All right, so I'm going to help get these in the air fryer. So the air fryer has been preheating for about 5 minutes, so we're just going to get these both in there. Hopefully they shouldn't stick too much. And again, this has the bell pepper and the cheese in there, but we are also going to put some extra cheese on top. And I feel like I want to put just a tad bit more of seasoning on here, just a little bit. And if we need more, when these guys are done, we will add more. All right, so we're going to close it up. I'm just going to keep it on 400. So the temperature is 400. We're going to do 10 minutes. We're going to let that ride out. And so we will be back when this is halfway done. So we're gonna get started chopping up our veggies while our burgers are in the air fryer. So again, I just have one large white onion, and I really like the way white onion tastes on burgers. Just a raw white onion on a burger is something about that really gives your burger really good flavor. You know how like when you go to Burger King and you order like a Big Mac or something like that, and they have the raw white onion on there? Something about that flavor, it just really does something for the sandwich. I already rinsed off my veggies. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut a couple slices, and not too thick, just a couple slices here, enough for the 2 burgers. So that's a little less than a half of an onion. Alright, so we have the onion. I'm just gonna sit the onion right here on the plate. Let me show you the thickness of how I cut that, just like that. Nice white onion there. You can also use red onion. Red onion would be really good for this as well. When I shop for tomatoes, I actually like for them to have a little bit of firmness to it. I never buy soft, smushy tomatoes. So when you go to the grocery store, you just want to always touch and feel your veggies just to make sure they look and, you know, they feel fresh. I'm gonna go ahead and slice this. And you can slice them as thick or as thin as you like. I'm actually going to slice up this whole tomato because we like tomatoes on our sandwich. And then if I don't use this entire tomato, I can go ahead and cut this up and put it in vinegar with some salt and pepper with some cucumber. Have you guys ever made like tomato cucumber salad? The way I make it is quick and simple, and I actually haven't had it in a while. So it sounds like that's something that I might consider doing in the future. But cut up some tomatoes, slice up some cucumbers. I normally use some apple cider vinegar. We grew up doing this, and when we used to have it growing up, we just used straight white vinegar. But as I got a little bit older, I actually like the flavor of the apple cider vinegar. So this is a half of the jalapeno. This is a fresh jalapeno. And you can see that the seeds are still in there. If you want more heat, you want to keep those seeds in there. If you want less heat, then you want to take those out, because the seeds is where most of the heat is in a fresh jalapeno. So I'm just going to slice these really thin. And of course, if you don't like spice, if you don't like jalapeno, if you don't have fresh jalapeno, you don't have to use it. Or you can actually use the jalapenos in a jar, which I normally keep on hand. But I was out of those, and my daughter brought some fresh jalapenos for a pico recipe that she was making. Like I said, these still have the seeds in there. I may take those seeds out eventually, just depending on how spicy these are. But yeah, just a couple rings, and this was half. I'm probably not going to use all of that for my burger. We're done slicing up all of our veggies here. So now we're going to go ahead and check on our burgers in the air fryer. All right, y'all, so the first 10 minutes is almost up. We are going to get ready to open up the air fryer, and we're going to flip our burger over so that it can cook on the other side. Here we go. Oh my goodness, do you guys hear that sizzle? This is what they're looking like right now. On the first side, you do want to make sure, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. You do want to make sure that if you are cooking beef burgers, that they are done at least to 160 to 165 degrees internal temperature. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip these over and put them back in. And we are doing the 400 degrees. I'm going to put these guys back in. Let's do another 5 minutes so we can see what it's looking like. So our burgers have been cooking for 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and open up the air fryer and see what they're looking like. I'm getting so excited. I can cook me some nice yummy cheeseburgers in the air fryer. I don't have to worry about making a big huge mess on my stove. You know how like when you're cooking burgers on the stove, it's just a big huge mess. You have grease splatting everywhere. And guys, I can see my cheese starting to come out from these burgers. I am going to add my slices of cheese. I'm also, because I really like cheese, I'm going to add a little bit of, I have some sharp cheddar here that's shredded. I'm going to add a little bit of that on there. The edges of the burger is becoming so yummy and crispy there. I'm going to go ahead and add my slice of cheese. This is the jalapeno, and it is starting to break up, but I'm still going to use it. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to let this go in the air fryer for another minute or two so that we can get the cheese melted on top. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. I'm gonna go get all of my toppings that I'm gonna put on my burger, and we're gonna go ahead and build this burger up. All right, guys, so I decided that I wanted to check this and see what it's looking like, and lo and behold, my cheese has flown off because of the air fryer, the element up top, the fan. So what I should have done was put the slice of cheese down and then put the shredded cheese on top, because as you can see, the shredded cheese is just fine. And unfortunately, I do not have any more sliced cheese. So that is a complete fail. But the little bit that I can scrape up, I'm gonna put this back on my burger. Oh my Lord. All right, guys, so again, you know I like to show you my mistakes, and this is definitely one of them. So needless to say, if you're putting cheese on your burger, you should put a toothpick in there so that it can stay down. I'm still cracking up about my cheese flying off. So guys, again, don't do that. Okay, if you put your cheese on there, if it's not shredded, if it is a slice of cheese, you want to put some toothpicks in there to hold it down. This is my hamburger roll that I got from the deli, from the bulk bakery section. Again, a little tip if you're trying to save money. And the bread is fresh there, but they make it in-house, so it is a little bit cheaper than buying what you would see in a grocery store on the shelf. So I'm gonna put a little bit of butter, because why? Butter makes everything better. I don't want this to cook for too long because I don't want it to get crusty. That's not what I'm looking for. I just want to get the butter a little toasty right there in the inside. So I'm just gonna sit this in the air fryer and let it cook for about 30 seconds to a minute. And I like to put mayo on my burgers. I have some spicy brown mustard, and I like relish. Whatever you like on your burger, you can put on your burger. Sometimes I put barbecue sauce on there. It just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start to assemble my burger. I like a little bit of mayo, so I'm gonna put some mayo on both sides, just a little bit. And then I like a little bit of mustard. It can be brown mustard, it could be regular mustard, whatever your heart desires. And then because the relish is kind of wet, I'm gonna actually go ahead and put that on a little bit later. So let's go ahead and assemble the burger. Gonna put my nice green leafy lettuce there, and then I'm going to add the burger on top of that. Let's move this out the way. And so now we're going to start to assemble this up, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of relish on there. What do you guys like on your burgers? Let me know in the comments. What do you put on your homemade burgers? I'm just going to put just a little bit. I just like a little bit for the crunch and for the sweetness. Let's go ahead and pop on a tomato. Gonna put a couple slices of the yummy tomato there. I'm gonna do 3 slices of tomato. And then I'm gonna pop on the onion. Ooh, this is starting to look really, really yummy. Who knew that you can make burgers in the air fryer? I mean, like, seriously, my kitchen, normally, if I'm making burgers at home in the frying pan, it's grease popping all over the place, right? So in the air fryer, there is no huge mess, unless of course you do what I did and put the cheese, the slice of cheese on top, and then the fan blows it all over the place. But other than that, there's no mess. So there's no grease popping everywhere. Your kitchen is not all hot. So yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning to this. And I actually should add the seasoning to the tomato. I'm gonna add the seasoning to the tomato, guys, because tomatoes don't really have a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning there. Put my onion back there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of ketchup on top to the burger. Just a little bit. Alright guys, so I am going to see if I can close up my burger so we can go ahead and get ready to bite into this baby. I cannot wait. And there you have it, a frozen hamburger made in the air fryer to perfection. I have stuff all over me. So guys, a hamburger in the air fryer, go ahead and try it because it's less messy, less greasy, easier for you to keep your kitchen clean. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish my dinner. Take a sip of my peach bubbly. Alright guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.